Let's us talk about Elon Musk and SpaceX SN10. This is obviously written earlier in the day. Oh no, this was actually written last night, but it kind of gives you a preamble for today. Elon Musk's SpaceX SN10 Starship aims to land with the pull-up method, how and when to watch. It attempted today to fly its latest stainless steel spacecraft called SN10 Starship on its Boca Chica launch facility in Texas, aims to land using the pull-up method to avoid explosion like the first two. The Starship lineup of rockets is specifically designed to withstand rigorous conditions of transporting humans to neighboring planet Mars. Woo! Yeah. Initially, the SN8 was at the forefront of SpaceX Starship program and has test launched last year, debuting the belly flop method, which free falls horizontally before pulling up the last second, engaging thrusters to control its return. However, the company's attempt has resulted in an explosion because of the uncontrolled fuel tank overflow, trashing the SN8. The company has attempted the next one, and it is slightly bigger and modified SN9 Starship, which was optimistic, the spacecraft that would nail the landing better than SN8's successful attempt. However, it also suffers the same conclusion of exploding to bits, despite its static fire tests all going in SpaceX's favor during testing. Now, obviously, this was written before the test today, and I'm going to get into it. I have a couple pictures that I'm going to show, and even the landing, and well, we'll see what happens there. The third rocket of the Starship series has already finished all its prior tests and preparations. It needs to start the launch that is scheduled was scheduled for today, and it's already evacuated the Boca Chica village nearby. Initially, Texas was not much of a fan of SpaceX's test flights, as the company was delayed by the FAA for several moments with the SN9. Let's see, the third full-scale rocket of SpaceX is now ready and standing on its launch pad, and in a few hours it'll end up it would be up for its test launch that would propel the spacecraft for almost near the Earth's stratosphere. This would test out the company's spacecraft and its capabilities to stick the landing, now that it would use triple engine approach. Okay, now I'm going to show you a few images. Oh, this is it sticking the landing. Hold on, let me grab this. Where is my? Oh, you know what? I didn't actually pull it up. I'm going to pull up this. There was actually a really cool image in the sky. I was kind of live tweeting. So this is right beforehand. This is from NASA the space YouTube channel, a space flight maybe. I think it's what it is. But there was actually an X in the sky, and I thought that was really cool. There was a space X in the sky, and then it was this was 2 minutes before it flew. All right, so now it flew up, and then this is it landing. This is Disclosed TV. Oh, look at that. Nice and smooth and buttery. It came down. So here it's coming down. Man, when I saw this live, I'm telling you, I freaked out a little bit. Look at that. It's already on fire, actually. You can see that it was, but it kind of popped down. It looked like it even bounced a little bit there. All right, and it landed, and it was leaning a little bit. I tweeted out, I said, the leaning tower of Elon, or no, the leaning tower of Musk. And I thought that was funny. And, you know, it was, everyone was excited. Look at it, 200,000 people were watching this live. 200,000 people. This is right at the moment of it landing. 209,000 people were watching this. 54,000 likes. Speaking of likes, smash that like button. I think we could do a much better smash to like ratio, because look how good they did. Now I don't have 200,000 people watching me, but that's okay. Now it turns out the landing gear didn't come down all the way, so it didn't land on its legs. It just landed on the circular bottom, which is pretty incredible that it didn't blow up at the moment of landing, because unfortunately I have the moment of it exploding here, and this so then it then proceeded to blow up later on this was about 7 minutes later. Sadly, it did end up blowing up. All right, but the important thing, okay, about this, every time they get a little bit better, a little bit closer to successfully landing it. Now they needed to do everything a little bit differently for SN9, now SN10 actually landed. but they're getting closer and closer and closer. And as I said at the beginning, we are watching. Oh, yeah. Devin said it wasn't just 200,000. It was 200,000 on 7 different channels. That's true. 7 different channels. It's pretty incredible. All right, like they really, I mean, it's insane. We're watching the birth of space flight, of us, exploring space. It's incredible, man. They're gonna be back. Elon doesn't quit. He's gonna be back and be, pushing that, getting us to Mars. That's what he wants. There's a reason he's who he is. Man, Elon Musk, yo. All right, a little update on Inspiration. If you don't know about what Inspiration is, this is a chance to go to space. Now, they were supposed to announce the winner last Sunday, and I'm assuming they're waiting to announce the winners till this Sunday, which is my birthday, to tell me that I've won. I don't know who's won yet, but I'm just being optimistic and saying, I probably won it, and they just wanted to wait a week to surprise me on my birthday, and that would be awesome. So I just would love to see this. So Inspiration 4 is the chance to win a seat on the Dragon capsule that is going to be the first all-civilian mission to space this fall. Okay, and you support them or you can get your chance by supporting Shift for Shop or donating to St. Jude, which is really cool, which is what I chose to do. I donated to St. Jude, and I got myself a really dope patch that I'm really excited to get. So we'll see. I'm very excited to find out. I'm just like constantly checking the website, checking my email. Like, am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it? Anyway, I'm very excited to find out if I got it or not. And it's not the only chance, actually. There's also this Japanese billionaire seeks to crew for a moon mission, okay? A little even bigger, all right? This is a week-long trip around the moon. Check this out. Japanese billionaire Yasuku Maezawa on Wednesday launched a search for 8 people to join him as the first private passengers on a trip around the moon with Elon Musk's SpaceX. Yeah, this is him right here with, this is one of the first shots, maybe the first shot actually, of Earth from the moon. Cool shot. I like that shirt. He had originally planned to invite artists for the week-long voyage slated for 2023. The rejigged project will give more people from around the globe the chance to join this journey. If you see yourself as an artist, then you are an artist, Maezawa said. The first stage of the selection process runs to March 14th, with applicants needing to pass medical checks and eventually an interview with Maezawa. The entrepreneur who sold his online fashion business, Zozo Inc., to SoftBank in 2019 for paying the entire cost of the voyage on SpaceX's next-generation reusable launch vehicle, dubbed the Starship. I thought there might be delays, but everything is on schedule, Maezawa in an interview. 2 recent Starship prototypes have exploded during testing, underscoring the risk of Maezawa's 45 and his fellow passengers, who must also contend with the strains of space travel in the first private journey beyond Earth's orbit. Elon Musk says there is no problem, and I believe him, said Maezawa. SpaceX ferried 4 astronauts to the International Space Station in November on its Falcon 9 rocket. Maezawa said he is not in training, which he expects to take a few months at most, but is watching his alcohol intake and exercising while spending a few hours a week considering the mission. I'm only preparing mentally, said the fashion guru, wearing a de jour shirt over a t-shirt depicting the iconic 1968 Earthrise photo. Right, Earthrise. Great photo. Seeing the whole Earth and far side of the moon would be the highlight of the trip, said Maezawa, who had considered a trip to the International Space Station before choosing the more ambitious moon voyage. This mission, we expect people will go further than any human who has ever gone from planet Earth, Musk said, days after SpaceX completed its latest $850 million fundraising, which has helped turn the businessman into one of the world's richest people. Costs for the trip remain in line with the original contract with SpaceX, says Maezawa, who has declined to say how much it is, but says it's more than his $110 million purchase of the Jean-Michel Basquiat painting. Both Musk and Maezawa have built loyal followings on social media, with the latter's cash giveaways helping him make Japan's most followed Twitter account. Maezawa, who recently introduced SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son to audio app Clubhouse, said he plans to feature mission preparation on his YouTube channel, which also offers videos of him playing golf in Hawaii and racing supercars. Last year, he launched a short-lived documentary search for a new girlfriend to join him on the trip before pulling out, citing mixed feelings. Anyway, I am absolutely going to be signing up for this as well, and wouldn't that be a thing for me to win both contests? I mean, you know what? Why not? Let's just put it into the air, right? I mean, come on. Come on, I want to go to space multiple times. I also am going to be one of the first musicians to play at the space elevator, or the space hotel that's going to be happening from Orbital Assembly. They told me that I'm in. I'm going to be the first musician to play up there. I'm very excited about that. I'm all hyped about that whole thing. If you don't know about it, you can check my interviews. I did an interview with multiple space orbital guys. They came onto the show and talked a few different times. It was really good interviews. If you want to find out more about all of that, go check out those interviews because they're very good, very informative as far as what they're going to do. And now people are starting to notice more and more about it. There was a New York Post article about the space hotel, and people are freaking out like, wow, there's going to be a space hotel and we can't even feed the people on Earth. It's like, oh my, it's a private company, man. And where are you going to pay? Don't get me started. These people all think they're economists and they have no idea. Anyway, and check out this cool thing. Space hurricane spotted above the Earth for the first time ever. This is very, very cool. Let's see if I can get a shot of this. No, this is all CGI here, but it's essentially showing what would be a space hurricane. So it was whirling above the Earth. The 600-mile wide mass of plasma occurred several hundred miles above the North Pole, according to a study in the journal Nature Communications. Until now, it was uncertain that space plasma hurricanes even existed. So to prove this with such a striking observation is incredible, said Mike Lockwood, a space scientist at the University of Reading and co-author of the study, in a statement. The spectacle was captured by satellites in August 2014, but only recently uncovered during research led by scientists from Shandong University in China. The space hurricane rained electrons instead of water, had multiple spiral arms, and lasted 8 hours before gradually fizzing, researchers said. Typical storms are associated with huge amounts of energy, and these space hurricanes must be created by unusually large and rapid transfer of solar wind energy and charged particles into the Earth's upper atmosphere, Lockwood said. So here is a depiction of that, of a space hurricane. This is very cool stuff. Space hurricane. This is the thing. The discovery of the space hurricane during a period of low geometric activity suggests that they may be a common phenomenon, Lockwood said. Plasma and magnetic fields in the atmosphere of planets exist throughout the universe, so the findings suggest space hurricanes should be a widespread phenomena. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I just thought that was, it's a short article, but something really cool. I mean, have you ever heard of a space hurricane before? I haven't. Now, it's not like you're going to see a hurricane spinning through empty space. You know, it's out in space, but it's not in our atmosphere, but it's created because of our, well, it's the upper atmosphere, as it says here. So, anyway, I'm continuing on the space news. I got lots of space stuff. It's space day for me. I'm excited about space. So check us out. This is another article. A little depressing, but don't worry. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. Most life on Earth will be killed by lack of oxygen in 1 billion years. So we got some time. We got some time. 1 billion years. In 1 billion years, the oxygen will probably be gone from Earth. So we definitely need to worry about getting off this planet sometime between now and in 1 billion years. Because in 1 billion years, there won't be oxygen to survive. So we should definitely worry about that. Let's get the fear mongers going on this because this is important stuff. The Earth will lose its oxygen in 1 billion years. Okay, so we got to get focused on this. That's right. 1 billion years from now, Earth's atmosphere will contain very little oxygen, making it uninhabitable for complex aerobic life. That means us, people. We got to get on this. All right. Today, oxygen makes up about 21% of Earth's atmosphere. Its oxygen-rich nature is ideal for, guess what? Us, humans. Well, it says large and complex organisms, like humans, that require the gas to survive. But early in Earth's history, oxygen levels were much lower, and they are likely to be low again in the distant future. Kazumi Azaki of Toho University in Funabashi, Japan, and Chris Reinhard at the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta modeled Earth's climatic, biological, and geological systems to predict how atmospheric conditions on Earth will change. The researchers say that Earth's atmosphere will maintain high levels of oxygen for the next billion years before dramatically returning to low levels reminiscent of those that existed prior to what is known as the Great Oxidation Event of about 2.4 billion years ago. We find that Earth's oxygenated atmosphere will not be a permanent fixture. Nothing's permanent in this world? I mean, they go on to explain all this stuff. I want to bring up, something interesting here. Okay? A little mix. Mars actually had an oxygen-rich atmosphere. I don't know if you know about this, but it was about 4 million years ago, or 4 billion years ago, Mars actually had an oxygen-rich atmosphere. It's pretty cool. It says the oxygen was either produced by life forms or by a chemical reaction in the atmosphere of Mars. Either way, it was an oxygen-rich environment, which, as we just went over in the previous article, is very important for life to survive. Let's see here. An examination of meteorites and rocks on the planet suggests that oxygen was affecting the Martian surface 4 billion years ago. Of course, it would have to because it's red, and it's red because it was rusting from oxygen and water getting into, turning all the iron rusty. Let's see. The researchers compared Martian meteorites that have crashed onto Earth with data from rocks examined by NASA's Spirit Mars rover. Differences in their composition can best be explained by an abundance of oxygen early in Martian history. Spirit was exploring an ancient part of Mars containing rocks more than 3.7 billion years old. The rocks bear the hallmarks of early exposure to oxygen before being recycled, drawn into shallow regions of the planet's interior, then spewed out in volcanic eruptions. Volcanic Martian meteorites, on the other hand, originate from deeper within the planet, where they would have been less affected by oxygen. The meteorites travel to Earth after being flung into space by massive eruptions or impacts. The new research, published in a journal Nature, has implications for the possibility of past life on Mars. On early Earth, the atmosphere was gradually filled with free oxygen by photosynthesizing microbes. Scientists called this the Great Oxidation Event, which of course we talked about. The link between oxygen and life on Mars is less certain. Oxygen could have been produced biologically or by a chemical reaction in the atmosphere. What do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think that there was life on Mars 4 billion years ago when it was an oxygen-rich environment? We do also know that Mars used to have a magnetosphere, like Earth does, which helps prevent damaging sun's rays from hitting us. It actually acts like a buffer in between us and the sun that actually gets rid of a lot of the harmful rays that are coming at us. So we have a magnetosphere now, or Mars used to have it. So I think it's safe to assume that it probably had life on Mars. Why not? And yeah, I think it's safe to say. I think there was life on Mars 4 million years ago. No, 4,000 million. I don't know why they wouldn't just say 4 billion, because they say here, the implication is that Mars had a oxygen-rich atmosphere at the time about 4,000 million years ago. 4 billion. I mean, why don't you just do 4 billion? Well before the risk of atmospheric oxygen on Earth, around 2.5 billion. All right, can we just, I don't know why, 2,500 million years. Does that make it seem more or something? I don't know. As oxidation is what gives Mars its distinct color, It is likely that the red planet was wet, warm, and rusty billions of years before Earth's atmosphere became oxygen-rich. I'll tell you what, they are being awfully quiet about Perseverance, man. I've been waiting to see what they're going to give us. Perseverance has been down for, what, a week now? When are they going to release this stuff? I want to see. Well, they actually came out today and said this Friday, so in 2 days, they're having a press conference, March 9th, to give an update about what they've got from Perseverance so far, giving a bunch of pictures. I really want to know all about it. I'm waiting for it. I've been looking, and I'm really excited to see what they have found on Mars. You know, it's landing in an ancient lake bed. All right, that's what we know. So it's landing in an area that used to be a lake, that we know that used to be a lake, and it's got all sorts of cool scientific devices to check it out and dig and send us in for mass spectrometers to see what the compositions are. I'm excited, and we're gonna see what it's all about.